the Republicans have the trifecta and they only need a few votes, then I really think they really need to dig deep and go talk to more Democrats and get them on board.
There's really nothing to get on board with. It's just a continuing resolution. It just funds the government exactly the way it has been, even under the Biden administration. It's just a continue. Do you know what a continuing resolution is?
I don't think she knows what a continuing resolution is.
Jobs for all. How do we accomplish that?
You don't want to know.
I do want to know.
Well, if you wanted to know, it would be easy to answer.
Are you genuinely worried about Trump rising and acting like Hitler?
Absolutely.
Do you blame any certain side for the shutdown?
Yes, the Republican side. I mean, they cut all the SNAP. They've made it very difficult for people to survive.
When it's the Republicans voting yes to open the government and the Democrats voting no, what do you say about that?
To be honest with you, I haven't really... My wife knows better about this stuff than I do. That's why I have this.
President felon Donald Trump, just fund SNAP. Just fund it. You have the money.
You could just tell the Democrats to vote yes on the continuing resolution, and the same thing would happen.
The president is in charge. I'm not going to do that.
So this video is about anti-Trumpers repeatedly repeating CNN talking points, and I'm assuming it's relative to the government shutdown, which was the longest shutdown in American history. So let's not waste any more time, get right into this.
We're here in Daytona Beach at a protest. Since the government is shut down and SNAP is not being funded, they're also doubling this protest as a food drive. So little old me brought some canned goods to help fund and support hungry families. So hopefully they accept my generosity here. Let's see if they'll accept food from a Trump supporter. Where can I drop off the canned goods?
Right over there.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Thank you.
There you go.
Hi. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, it's quite the turnout. Do you see our cars?
Yeah, there's a lot of food, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for also doing this. Yeah, we'll come over. We'll see what you guys are doing. Wow, look, I should have brought more. I just got a little measly few cans there.
No, but it's a great turnout, you know, as far as getting the food for the people that need it. You know,
Yeah,
it's terrible with all the cuts and whatnot. It's really been terrible.
Yeah, do you blame any certain side for the shutdown?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you blame?
The Republican side. I mean, they cut all the SNAP. They've made it very difficult for people to survive. I mean, we're not billionaires. That's why we're out here.
Well, what do you think about the fact that they have voted 14 times yes on the continuing resolution, and Chuck Schumer and Joachim Jeffries has said don't vote yet, like they're voting no. So when it's the Republicans voting yes to open the government and the Democrats voting no, what do you say about that?
To be honest with you, I haven't really... My wife knows better about this stuff than I do. That's why I have this.
Okay, emotional support husband, do not pet. Okay.
So she follows it better than I do. So,
did you know that the Democrats were actually voting no?
No, I wasn't sure about that. But
okay.
But there's so much stuff that, you know, the cuts that have happened with all the hate that's developed is terrible. I mean, I'm a Marine. You know, I serve my country. I believe in the Constitution. My dad was an Army veteran in the 1st Special Forces. My brother served in Vietnam. We were for the Constitution. Yeah. We weren't for the other stuff with all the illegal stuff that's going on. Bombing.
What are some
boats.
of you think bombing of the boats is illegal?
Absolutely.
Okay. What law is being broken?
You can't use the military to just blow up boats off shores. Without, I mean, there's due process. There's supposed to be due process, and without due process, those are murders that are occurring.
Okay.
So I'm against people being murdered. My friend is a Navy chief, retired. He was telling me they would stop boats from time to time when they had a Coast Guard guy with them.
So the reason, I'm just going to provide some insight on this. The reason why a lot of people are calling it the Democratic shutdown, I'm just going to give the legal reason, is because the Democrats' filibuster is what literally, and I mean literally, caused the shutdown. That's what caused it. They blocked the GOP's continuing resolution, and what they were fighting for, the Affordable Care Act, the Republicans didn't decide, so they had a filibuster that just caused a 40-day shutdown. However, the phrase Democrat shutdown is also not fair because the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They control everything. So what good comes from it, it's them. What bad comes from it, you have to be fair. It's also them. And they wrote a continuing resolution that they knew the Democratic side would not agree on. So it's not really a Democratic shutdown. They did literally call it a shutdown. However, the Republicans bill, the continuing resolution, they knew for a fact Democrats would not agree on it. They knew for a fact. So it was really a both shutdown. And the Republicans control every major party in the government right now. So to me, just being fair is not, I wouldn't call it a Democrat shutdown, but I also wouldn't call it a Republican shutdown. It's like a both shutdown. Like both of them shut the government down and it was just shut down. But let's continue.
And they would make stops and see if there were criminals on there and arrest the people that were, but not blow up the people. He was explaining that the people that are on those boats, it's just like the mob. So they're being forced to take drugs sometimes on their boats.
Okay.
And if they don't, they're going to kill them. So it's a no-win situation for them.
Of course. Okay. What is the number one issue you have with the Trump administration right now?
The lawlessness.
Okay. Anything else that you find that they're breaking the law over?
Well, I can't follow it all,
Okay.
but I just know there's a lot that goes on, and the fact that the billionaires are getting all these tax breaks and they're cutting food for kids that need it. I mean, that's terrible.
Again, I will say that it is the Democrats who keep voting no to reopen the government. The Republicans have voted yes every single time.
I'm not sure about that. So.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to see what your thoughts were. Thank you so much. I hope that the donation can go to a good cause, and that's what I came to support the food drive today. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are doing an amazing job, by the way. This is great. As you saw, that guy had no clue what he was talking about when I asked about the continuing resolution and the Democrats voting no. He never even heard that the Democrats voted no on continuing resolution to fund the government. If he would go to ground.news/liberty and get 40% off a code and a subscription, he could actually go and see what the other side is saying.
And that's actually true. That's 100% true. And I mess with Ground News. But they did vote no. And the reason they voted no was a partisan reason. They didn't want to give the Republicans in Congress any leverage. So rather than paying people, they said, no, we're not going to give you guys any leverage during this time. So yeah, they played with people's lives. That's actually 100% true. I can't even deny it. No one can deny it. That's the truth.
It's just like, thank you so much for helping. And I'm like, girl, literally, if there's only one rule.
Don't pet the emotional support husband.
It's
a lot more familiar with what goes on.
Okay, so I was asking him actually. I brought some canned goods here for the food drive, which I think is a really amazing thing to do. I was asking him because he said that the Republicans are shutting down the government and they're preventing SNAP from being funded. I asked him what he thought about the fact that the Republicans have actually voted yes every single time, and it's been the Democrats voting no to reopen the government. So I just wanted your thoughts on that.
So actually, the Republicans haven't been in session since the Speaker of the House sent them home over 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And Chuck Schumer just actually proposed a bipartisan bill to fund the government to make sure that we all have health care, because once those subsidies run out, the health care is going to rise like by 4 times, or it could be greater. So it's actually not true that the Republicans have voted to fund SNAP. They're not in session. They haven't.
They voted 14 times when they've taken it to. So it's been 14 times over
in
the
the
last
House.
30
And then when they get to the Senate, they're not there, right?
It's the Senate that
it's backwards. So it's the Senate that's not there, that the House is telling people not to show up. They're not in Congress.
So the Democrats have voted no 14 times. They need like 7 Democrats to come over and vote yes, and then the government would reopen.
True. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to hit you.
That's okay.
That is true. However, if the Republicans have the trifecta, right? then they really, if they only need those couple of votes, they really need to work harder to grab some of those Democrats over, and they're just not doing that. It's just too much of a hard stance, and we don't want to hear it. And the president actually said, I don't want to waste my time with you guys.
Do you know what they are voting on? Do you know what is that exactly they're not voting yes on?
Who, the Republicans or the Democrats?
The Democrats. What's being voted on that they are not voting yes?
They're not voting yes on taking away the health care subsidies that are coming up. So that's their point. So they're saying that either you'll fund the government, but we'll take away the health care, because effectively that will take away health care for a lot of folks like us that have to pay already over $300.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that what they are voting on, why the government shut down, is because they can't agree on, they can't get the votes yes for a continuing resolution? Have you heard about that?
Yes.
So it's a continuing resolution that just keeps the government open while they do the appropriations hearing for things like healthcare or other issues that they need a bill on. And so the government, the Democrats won't vote yes on just a continuing resolution, and they voted for it 13 times under the Biden administration. And so I was just kind of getting your thoughts on...
I already told you, it's about the healthcare subsidies. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that it's about the healthcare subsidies that are going to be taken away, and then people's health care premiums are going to jack up. We already pay over $300 a month.
Well, that is under Obamacare, which the Republicans did not support. That was a Democrat
thing. That's my answer.
thing.
I don't think you're liking the answer that I'm giving you. That's the reason.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that very clearly, that is the reason.
Right.
Now, let me just say this. If the Republicans have the trifecta and they only need a few votes, then I really think they really need to dig deep and go talk to more Democrats and get them on board.
There's really nothing to get on board with.
It's
just a continuing resolution.
It
just funds the government exactly the way it has been, even under the Biden administration. It's just a continue. Do you know what a continuing resolution is?
I don't think she knows what a continuing resolution is. And I'm not trying to hate. Like, she genuinely doesn't know what that is, bro. They didn't vote on it because they were using people as leverage. And that's not my partisan opinion. That's just the truth. That's just how it was. They knew if they got a continuing resolution, they would have less leverage. And they didn't want less leverage in getting what they wanted. They were playing politics. That's what they were doing. That's just the truth. Why are we arguing the truth?
Yeah, it's just a continuing resolution.
Well, then we're not going to get anywhere. So you're stuck in your point. I'm saying reach across the aisle to try and talk to some more Democrats. This is where I'm going. You're saying, nope, it's only
Do you know what some of the...
I think then this is kind of like a wasted interview, because I'm giving you...
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I do, because I've just said, like, how many times did I say?
Okay.
That it is... have the Republicans come and talk to the Democrats and work out a deal. And you're saying there is no deal.
Do you know why I'm saying there is no deal? Because there is no political fluff from the Republicans. It just continues the funding. That's all it does.
Okay.
And
well,
so
then, if they can't get the Democrats on board, they have the trifecta. They need to work harder.
Okay. Chuck Schumer is telling them not to vote yes. To be fair,
Chuck Schumer just gave them a bipartisan, a workable deal. But the
do you know what's in that?
The Democrat, Chuck Schumer, just requested that they fund for 1 year, keep the resolution for health care as it is for 1 more year, open up the government, pay the snaps, and then we can talk about how we're going to work on the health care going forward.
And let me ask you this, do you think that the Democrats should give in and vote yes just on the continuing resolution, or should they keep this leverage and keep the shutdown going?
As a Democrat that is working hard, I don't want to be here every Saturday, but
should they vote yes?
I think the Republicans should talk to the Democrats and try and get them to change their mind.
If they voted yes today, SNAP would be funded, military personnel would be paid, all of this stuff would be refunded, TSA would be more efficient because they would be funded. All they have to do is vote yes, but would you urge them to keep voting no?
This is what I'm urging. President felon Donald Trump, just fund SNAP. Just fund it. You have the money.
You could just tell the Democrats to vote yes on the continuing resolution, and the same thing would happen.
The president is in charge. I'm not going to do that because they've already offered. And if the Republicans cannot work with their 6 peers, there's got to be 6 Democrats that you can talk to. There's got to be. And if they can't,
It's just that the Democrats want to take away the rural hospital funding, and then they also want to put back into the bill, the big beautiful bill about the illegal aliens being
that's
included
so
on
not true
healthcare.
either. Okay, that's not true either.
Okay, that's just what I've heard.
Okay, so, but it's, we all hear a lot of things.
Yeah.
But is it true or not?
That's a good question. I love your shirt, by the way.
I love that question. Is it true or not? And I think you should ask yourself that much more often than it's being asked right now. Because here's the reality of the situation. It is not a Republican or a Democrat shutdown. It is a government shutdown, meaning government representatives are literally shutting the government down. And when you just pick a side, like you're on a team, like, oh, they did this to us, you're missing the big picture. You're missing the big picture entirely. This is insane. But if you guys have any questions for me or comments, let me know. My name is Ella.